Hey. We are live on Master Networks. This is, gosh, what day is it? Is it Tuesday? It's
It's
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm telling you, and my internet is slow today because I don't know if it's because everybody's at home on the internet today, probably, but it's an interesting morning. We are here with you on Master Networks family, and as I said, I'm going to come to you every day, and we're going to be talking about the things that are important right now in this crazy time. As you saw, President Trump posted, hold on, I just want to read this. It says 15 days to slow the spread. Do your part to slow the spread of coronavirus. And one of the things they're doing is avoiding social gatherings in groups of more than 10. And so that's an interesting thing. And I'm joined this morning with Sara Bunge, who is our Minnesota regional partner of Master Networks, to get her thoughts, what she's seeing in the Minnesota area, and how, she and I have been talking in the last couple of days. I mean, my phone's blown up. I don't know about yours, but we've been talking about mindset a lot lately. And last night, Sara, I don't know if you saw Corey and I, in fact, I know you did because you were on there. We talked about mindset, skill set, and our networks. And for you, we talked about mindset, right? And so, what were your thoughts? Thanks, Corey. Corey's working from home today. What were your thoughts that you had about mindset right now? What do we need to do with all this craziness? How do we keep our mind focused on the right things?
It's been a blend of wanting to stay informed. When Friday, the Minnesota governor and health commissioner were doing a press release conference, and then eventually the president did. And so I want to be informed, but I realized I need to stay away from the news a little bit more. And also Facebook. Be very
Yeah.
selective about Facebook. There's so much information. Well, this is the true information. That's the true information. And really, it was bringing me down. I could feel it, just my energy. And so, what I need to do is stay connected and going back to the basics I've learned with Master Networks about mindset. And the themes that have come out for me are making sure we're staying in our spirit of contribution. That
Yeah.
has been a staple of Master Network since the beginning. When I
But what do
started
you
as a
what do you mean when you say that? The spirit of contribution. Like give me an example. Like what do you mean by that?
well, it really started when I became a member. So if you
Yeah.
remember, I was a member of a chapter, and at that point, we didn't provide any chapter training to the chapters, but that's my background, and so I was creating training for my chapter, and I shared it with you so other chapters could use it. That
Yeah.
that in itself, that's a spirit of contribution. I'm not looking for anything in return, but if I'm doing something that can benefit other people, I'm going to share it. When I talk about that right now for chapters, I talk about come ready to contribute at every chapter meeting. Be prepared with your soundbite and showcase. Bring
Yeah.
a guest. How can you contribute to your chapter? Bring a guest. You're contributing to the guest and your chapter. During the training, perhaps there's a nugget of wisdom you're going to share with somebody. So come ready to contribute to every single chapter meeting, referral, ROI, a testimonial. That we need to always be thinking about what can I give, and that's something that has embodied the spirit of Master Networks.
Yeah,
And
it's interesting. Yeah, it's so interesting right now. And I'm going to be sharing some stuff tonight. I'm collecting, I'm going to talk about this about spirit of contribution. There are people who are coming right now to spread positivity, and then there's predators seeking on prey. And I've been printing off some emails, marketing emails that I'm getting that honestly are some of the most despicable things I've ever seen in marketing. And, leave it to us as entrepreneurs to also save the day and ruin it at the same time. It's incredible some of the things I'm seeing come across my email and Facebook feed.
yeah, and their marketing and all everybody's messages are now turned towards something related to COVID, even if their business doesn't really relate to it. Don't be hokey during this time and think that you have to somehow relate to that. If you've got
Oh yeah,
something that is of value to people and they can use it, they're going to use it. I don't think, yeah, Gary, spread business, not a virus. Love it.
yeah,
Love
yeah.
that. And so that spirit of contribution, now we're asking our chapters and talking to them. The reason you started Master Networks was to have a different culture, that we care about each other. I had no idea what it meant to have a network until I was introduced to Master Networks When I moved to Texas, one of the reasons I felt comfortable doing that, because I have a network down there already, anytime I needed anything. So personally, I felt really well taken care of. So how can we spread that to our community? Like we've talked about, taking care of our neighbors. Actually, one of our members on our Zoom, we did a virtual Zoom call for Stillwater chapter today. And he mentioned, he goes, yeah, I'm one of those. I didn't go out and buy a bunch of toilet paper. We're down to our last roll. You know what? I've got extra. I'm gonna mail it to him today. Why not? Why, and maybe he doesn't, whether he needs it or not, it doesn't matter. It's, I heard a need and I'm reacting to it. Let's contribute, whether it's toilet paper, meals, business, contribute.
Yeah, a week ago, not even a week ago, Saturday or something, I was on a conference call and somebody was talking about how their new neighbors moved in, and normally you would take like a plate of cookies and introduce yourself as a neighbor. Like a roll of toilet paper is a new plate of cookies. It's like, hey, welcome to the neighborhood, right?
That's awesome. Yeah, and so I think keep our sense of humor a little bit too. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to have a little fun as we're navigating this. That's okay.
But this was the point, and you just demonstrated that, the mindset of abundance. Everyone's looking right now to hoard everything, and we're going to see this play out, I think, even more in our economy and see this in business. But what's important, you guys, as you're listening to this, for those of you on here listening, and please share this to your Master Networks tribe, because we want to make sure they're plugging in every day to keep their mind. It starts here, right? We talk about thoughts, actions, habits, results that we talk about in Now Make Good. And so there's a difference in a mindset of abundance versus like some of the marketing messages I'm seeing are playing on people's fears and scarcity. I'll share one right now, Sarah, and then I'm gonna give you an example of where in business you can come from contribution versus preying on people's fears. So this one says, literally, this is the title, okay? This is the title that is in the subject line. In caps, I should type this or show it, but in caps it says breaking, like breaking news, breaking. Worst case estimates for US coronavirus deaths. Okay, that is the subject line. So what do you think? What do you think they're selling me? And this is a marketing message, so I'll tell you that already. Just if you were to take a guess, what do you think they're selling me?
I don't know, how to collect data mining?
Yeah, well, right. Life insurance, I don't know. No. So it goes through this and it says, according to a recent New York Times article, quote, between 160 million and 214 million people in the US could be infected. I have not seen that anywhere. I actually looked for that article and I couldn't find that data. Now it could be out there. I just couldn't find it. I Googled it. And then it suggests CDC's worst case calculation scenarios. And again, I could not find this. Up to 21 million people could require hospitalization. And then it goes through all the potential deaths and all this stuff. And then at the bottom, it says, to address this, our friends at Pure Thrive created vitamin C supplements. And then it goes through all this stuff about vitamin C. And if you like your maximum absorption liposomal vitamin C now, click here to save 25%. Like, disgusting. Yeah. There's such a better way to do that than do a fear of worst case fear, end of the world kind of thing. Yeah. That is not fear a mindset.
I mean, fear is a motivator. That's true, but is that the best motivator? Where we've got members, I've seen members reaching out. Danielle Carr, she's been doing, here's how to boost your immune system. She's not trying to scare. She's just saying, hey, I'm not seeing a lot about this. So here's some foods. Here's some things you can be doing to boost your immune system. Your wife, Jacqueline, even went on and said, hey, let's share our healthy recipes. Let's go to the positive side of things. If I'm finding things that work and I'm finding things that help my mindset and help myself physically, then let's share that. But we don't have to do it in fear. We do it in a mindset, I want to contribute in a positive way to what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, so I just Voxered my team this morning. Voxer is an app that we use, walkie-talkie app, and everybody's working remote right now because we have some staff that have compromised immunes, and we had one that potentially was with somebody who was infected, so we quarantined them as well. But that being said, we're doing our part to stay safe. Well, here's what's interesting. I Voxered the team this morning. I said, how do we come from contribution? And we had several ideas going back and forth between some of us. And one of the things we decided to do, which I'm not even sure it's live yet, I'll see if my team notifies me, but we're going to offer all of our books on our store at wholesale price. So they're all $5. And then you just pay shipping, because look, we know people are going to be at home and we want them to have the mindset that they're reading. So some might say, is that potentially opportunistic? No, it's an opportunity for us to provide value, and my other phone's ringing off the hook now too. And it has been all day. But that's what we're offering. So if you go to masternetworks.com, you can go to the store, and all of our books will be $5, which is our wholesale cost on our books. So look, that's our way to give back right now. It's one of the things we can do. We're offering a free coaching call to everyone on Friday. We're doing these Facebook Lives every day. So that's some of the stuff we can do to assist, right? So what are other things people can do to assist?
Well, when we think of abundance mindset too, like we're thinking again in our chapters, how we split up our verticals within an industry and get more people in there. I think also right now is a great time. Remember how I've had members share, like, this industry is doing so well, they don't need us now. So I'm like, okay, well, if they don't need us, that's okay. How about you circle back and see how they're doing right now, and bring them back in and have them visit chapter, even if they only visit once, but we can uplift them for that week or give them a tip. That's great. Of course, we'd love for people to join our tribe, be part of our community, join a chapter, but don't forget about those people who a bit ago, don't be upset at them that they didn't need us before. They might need us now. And let's have that abundance, and let's support and realize there's a lot, again, this morning on the Stillwater chapter, the chapter president, Jen, shared every event she had been signed up for through the middle of April is canceled. There's nothing going on. And so bring them to your chapter meeting. And I love this chapter. They brainstormed. They had a social event. They are now doing their social event on Zoom in the evening. Tell people, bring your favorite drink and your appetizer, and they're going to have some structure to it so people get to introduce themselves. They're not giving up. They are going to have an online social event, and I can't wait to be a part of it. So how do we bring more and more people in to experience what we have? And again, is it an opportunity for them to join? Of course it is, but it's also an opportunity just to connect and hear what we're all about.
Well, I'm working with the team, like, literally mad right now. Just, it's maddening how much I'm missing, like 30 communications right now. I can just see my phone is buzzing constantly. Just the stuff we're doing, they're probably trying to tell me something like the books are ready, or who knows. But and Tina says we're doing a virtual 5+1 book club. Thanks for discounting. Yeah, it's smart. So here's the thing, like, think, and as a business owner of abundance, what could you give people right now? That's number one, goodwill. Maybe you waive, or like Carrie Wilkerson said yesterday, maybe you extend trial periods, or maybe you do this, or maybe you do that in business. And this is the kind of mindset to have right now, because I'll tell you, I've been speaking to a number of speakers right now where all their events are being postponed and canceled. And of course, that's going to affect us as well, and some of the things we're doing, which we'll be communicating today. But look, some of these speakers are saying, 70-80% of my income gone like that, right? And so there are a lot of people, because of restaurants closing, venues, there's a lot of things that are going to be happening. There are people right now that I'm telling you, if the virus doesn't take them down, their own economic situation or depression or whatever it is could. And this is why networks need to come together right now. Like, for Master Networks, this is what we were born to do. We've been prepped for this for 9 years. We've been talking about this, and some of us are acting surprised, like, what do I do? Like, we've been talking about this for 9 years. It's here. So what do we do? I
had a thought and it went right out of my mind. You said something. Oh, it's what Carrie said yesterday. I wrote it down because I'm doing it with my family, is to have a bucket list for this quarantine period. And not only for your business, because you can work, you and Corey talked about last night too, work on your business. And sometimes you might need make sure you're going on to Direct Track and looking for people. So for me, I need to work on LinkedIn. Then I'm going to go find a member who's an expert at that and engage with them and invest a little bit. I mean, I don't maybe have, thousands of dollars right now, but what could you do for a couple $100? What can we do together to enhance that presence for me? So still going back to making sure we are using our network, engaging with the expertise that's out there while you enhance your business, what you can do and what you can provide, So when people are ready for you again, what can it look like? How can it be different? Oh, virtual face-to-face. Yes.
Yeah.
We have to continue our face-to-face meetings. It's just too easy. Zoom has a free account for 40. You can have up to 40 minutes. You can do a really good face-to-face in 40 minutes. So
yeah.
absolutely.
So I just before we went live, I asked all of our regional partners to send a list of their chapter meetings and the virtual link to all their chapter meetings, because first of all, I'm going to hop into as many as I can each day to support our members, and I'm going to ask some of our leaders to do that as well. But it's just really important, and it couldn't be more important right now for us to connect with our people. It's been late nights. Could we do, I love this comment right here. Can we do a nationwide Zoom once a month, support each other all over the country? Just jumped on. Michelle, where are you from? I love that this is, I think, our first chance potentially to connect. If we've met before and connected, forgive me. But Michelle, where are you from? Go ahead and type that in. And I love the idea. We've talked about this, doing this. I don't know we could do a chapter meeting that way. It would be kind of crazy. Again, my phone going off again. It's just been all day, my office phone here. I don't know how we would do that exactly, but it's something definitely we could look at doing. Yes. So she's in Colorado.
Okay. Yeah. The other thing that chapters are, in Minnesota, again, we're under the same restrictions. I think restaurants are closing at 5 today and all those things going on. They're still doing visitors days. So still, Stillwater next week, they're going to invite their visitors. Still, Lakeville chapter had a visitor day today. We just pivoted and said, if you want to join via Zoom, and they had 5 visitors via Zoom that joined them today. So don't quit inviting people to come experience what you have, contribute to them. What people, when you're inviting, come from spirit of contribution when you invite. It's not, hey, we're trying to grow our chapter, would you come and maybe join? It's, we get together once a week, we have a great mindset, it's a positive thing, we do some training, come join us and get some positive training this week. So continually coming from that positive, that positive train of thought that you have. And make sure you're still doing visitors days and having people come in and experience what you're doing. Travis Sims is an area director. He also happens to be the owner and founder of AGC, which is another networking organization. And we work together. Talk about spirit of abundance. When we met Travis, you and I met him together. And I don't know if he ever told you this, Chaz, but he was like ready to sell us. He's thinking, I'm going to have to convince them that this is a good idea and we can partner. And he said he was blown away by our openness and our really truly showing that spirit of abundance, like, wow, this is so great. We're going to do Discover Master Networks meetings all over the place, virtually. Evenings, mornings, middays, because people have extra time. They might be ready and feel like I need to connect with some people, and we can make sure we have a little training on that, share what Master Networks is about, and see how we can continue to spread the message and give people hope that there's an organization that is working really hard right now, and we're working hard for you.
What's interesting is the hand that gives is open to receiving. And that's how it was with us, you and I and Travis. We both, what's interesting, he was giving, we were giving, and so both hands were open to receive, and we shook hands. That was back when you could shake hands still. Yeah. Because both hands were open, we shook hands and said, let's do business together. And we've done that, and that's the spirit of abundance. I think it's really, really important. I want to just share a couple of thoughts. Let's see. Ashley in Missouri says, if you know someone that feels lost and anticipating their business failing, it's a great thing to be able to help them figure out how to transform their business to be digital. For example, we had someone that runs a fitness class. We gave her idea to do workouts online and create a family workout to get kids at home, off screen, time involved as a family. Some people need ideas. No, I couldn't agree more. And that's why Discover Master Network Zoom calls is a great thing. Denise in California says, we're having our chapter meeting online this morning, thinking we should be a brainstorming session to share these updates and how we can support our community. I couldn't agree more. In fact, in 30 minutes, I'm hopping on a Zoom call for a chapter meeting. This chapter is our largest chapter in the country. It's our West Plano, Texas chapter. So like 90 members of that group. So it'll be interesting to see how Zoom works today. But look, they're still having a virtual meeting because their location won't allow them to meet there. And of course, in the city they're in and where we're at, 10 or more, they won't allow them to meet. So, that's the thing that we're looking at. And every day I'm going to bring people like Sara, our leaders across the country, to you in the morning. I'm going to try to go live at night, and just continue to spread positiveness. I talked about this last night. I'm going to show this right here. Be a producer of positive versus a consumer of chaos. When it comes to social media, produce things like this. And I saw last night, I said this, I'm going to show you a great example of leadership. I said this last night, and within 10 minutes of getting off the live, I had an area director, Victoria, in the Gulf Coast area in Louisiana. She went live right away to her members and started teaching them. It was great. And you've done that too.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes it's so easy the negative can weigh you down so quickly that that's why we're going live daily and why we're sending messages and we're posting things, because we need a lot of positive messages to continue to uplift us. And make sure you stay focused on that. I love Tina's idea about doing a book club. So people can easily get an amazing training book, especially Now Make Good right now. I think Ashley mentioned that. Now Make Good is about mindset, taking massive action, such an amazing book. So why not have everybody get that book and let's talk about it and implement. But you have to implement some things. And again, I love the idea too, Denise, of people just need ideas. And Ashley, we need ideas. Sometimes you can feel overwhelmed and stuck. And if we come from a spirit of contribution, like, well, tell me about your business. Sometimes my external viewpoint can give you some ideas on what you could be doing differently. How can this look for me? I know Devon Brown, who's our MC for Connect, he's struggling. Events are being canceled right and left, and he's talking about that too. How can I reinvent my business? How can I work on my business and take my skills and do something a little different with it right now?
Yeah, and Carrie talked about that yesterday on the podcast. Hey, Gina, we see Gina. Gina's great too, mindset, right? And we're talking about mindset of abundance and coming from a place of contribution. And so what I've contributed, for those of you that just joined, we want to keep your mindset. So Sara said books like Now Make Good, my first book, 5+1, that's here as well. Let me grab right here, 5+1. The Training Tidbits book that you, Sara, and I did with Dave J. Elizabeth Carnegie. This one, the Training Tidbits book. Great resource for us to be thinking about working on our business. What we're doing, again, coming from abundance, not marketing, we are offering all of our books for our wholesale costs. They're $5 each, just pay shipping, and we'll get the books out to you so you got things to read and keep your mind in the right spot for this time. So this is an interesting time, and I would just say for business, reach out to each other, stay connected, keep your mindset right. Your thoughts lead to actions. Your actions will lead to habits, and the habits will lead to results. That's good and bad. You have two paths. Your thoughts could lead you to actions that will take you into a spiral and into this chaos. Or, again, I said last night, right? I'm seeing all these posts like, stay home, all that stuff. And yes, I get that. But remember, your doctor's got to go to work. And they've got to get gas, and somebody's got to be there to pump gas, or to I don't know if they pump gas anymore, but to at least, pay for it or whatever it is. Or they need to go to the grocery store. They need to have supplies delivered. I saw someone say, it blows my mind, right? It was, and again, I don't want to call anyone out individually. So but the post was, you don't need to go to the grocery store. All that stuff can be delivered. # stay the F home. And I thought, who do you think's delivering that to you?
Right.
It's a person. They're not drones yet dropping it on your doorstep, right? It's like, so yeah, I love this. Gina says we must jump on the positive train.
Yeah.
So true.
Oh my gosh.
So
yeah. The other thing, as I was thinking, if you're looking for something quick and easy to do for a live, or to get, and I'm thinking too, across Minnesota, we have chapters scattered. So what if I did a live Zoom, but I use one of the trainings in the Master Networks University for that? Go pick one out that you think would be beneficial, so you've got some content. Again, provide that value. You don't want to get on and just have people start complaining. So there's videos. You could play that video over Zoom, and then have some discussion about it. Can you imagine the ideas that will come out of that when you have 10 or 15 people on that Zoom call and go, oh, why don't you try? And I'm going to try this, and get our brains into that creative, positive producer mode. We absolutely need that. And there's so much, we always talk about this, Chaz. we don't have a problem with content. We have so much content and training for you. So if you haven't been in the university, get in the university and see what's there that you can bring to your chapter and bring to your fellow members.
Yeah, now's the time. I mean, we've been talking about this for 9 years, and now, as the book says, now make good. Now's the time to make good on everything we've talked about to our local communities and our local entrepreneurs. There will be people who will be thriving during this. There will be people who are barely surviving, and there shouldn't be judgment in that. We should be helping. We should be helping each other move through this and helping and coming from a spirit of contribution, as you said, and learning to have empathy and sympathy and love towards each other versus this, what I think some groups would have us, shaming each other and just the sort of virtual brutality towards each other. Just stop it. Just be part of the solution of positivity, not this consumer of chaos that sends you into a spiral. Lynn says, thanks, Master Networks. We've been prepared for this. Yes. And Gina says, big truths. So make sure you're sharing this. We are going live every single day, multiple times a day, to make sure we're giving you the opportunity to plug into stuff that's positive. So make sure in the comments you're posting what are the things you'd like us to be speaking about. I am reaching out to several thought leaders, business people. I want to hear where their struggles are right now. We're going to have them on these Facebook Lives, very similar like to the podcast. And we're going to have them plugging in. So the radio stations were shaming this morning. Yeah, I mean, just stop. Gosh, first of all, what does that do? There are people that sometimes have to make decisions to go into public or to do different things. My wife has been a nurse for 15 years. I mean, what about the firemen, the first responders, the police officers, the people who are out there providing services so we can still have lights on and all that stuff? Just stop. Just knock it off. We've got, and again, I'm not minimizing, but as far as testing goes, we have a few thousand people across the entire 300 million plus people that actually have the virus that have been tested and confirmed. And so if one person, two people need to get together to go turn your lights on or make sure this is happening or that happening, like take a deep breath. It's insane. So look, we're gonna be the as Gina said, the positive train. Be the calm influence, Gary says, right? Be the calm influence in the middle of chaos. Be a leader. Leaders lead. And now's the time that people are looking for leaders. Yeah, the MCs drove to the station. That's funny, right? People respond to fear in different ways.
Yeah, I love Gina's comment too, because at first, even I have the mindset like, seriously, people, we're going to be okay. But as I started thinking about it, okay, I get it. My parents have underlying health issues. We're, making sure that they're taken care of. There are some reasons to be cautious, and people do handle it differently. So I'm working very hard, and people are feeling the stress. I have a chapter president who's like, okay, my wife's a teacher. She's got to go to school. The kids aren't going to school. I don't know what to do with my school-age kids because I don't usually have to provide care, and then in addition, he's got a business he's running and a chapter he's trying to help run. My goodness, that's a lot of stress on people. And so just that deep breath to support and to know, like Lynn mentioned earlier, Master Networks, and I was part of this journey from the beginning, has been that 3-step that you talked about. We're preparing. We've been preparing for years, planning, constant planning, adding value. What are the systems? Think about the fact, we didn't know we would need all virtual meetings when we implemented the PowerPoints. But thank God we did, because it's a lot easier to run a Zoom meeting when I have a PowerPoint and everybody can see it than just, I can't be live with them. So how is that experience? It's much better with PowerPoint. And now we're pivoting. We're teaching people. I'm going to send out a video to all my chapter leadership in a bit about how do you best do a Zoom call for a chapter meeting, because it's different. It's a different skill set. It's going to take some time, and we learned some things already from the first 2 we did today. So,
would you post that in the regional partner page and the leadership pages too? That'd be great.
Absolutely. I would be happy to.
Yeah, mothers everywhere are facing extra big challenges. I think families just in general have, different challenges they're working with. We're working with it here, our kids, and different things we're trying to keep them do. And we just found out that as of tomorrow, they're going to start e-learning online. So how do we handle that? Will we have enough internet bandwidth for everyone to be online at the same time? There's all the things we're starting to coordinate doing that. Ashley said there are members that need something as simple as toilet paper. Yeah, I have made handmade soap to give out. It's great. I mean, that's the thing we need to be looking at doing. So, Sarah, here's the thing. And if those of you didn't see, go back and watch this email thing I talked about. Don't be like this marketer right here. Come from a spirit of abundance and contribution. Reach out to our members, connect with them. Make sure you tell them about this Master Networks Facebook page, invite them to it, talk about it in your chapter meetings, because we want them to be able to plug into this and be bringing people every single day, 1 to 2 times a day, maybe more, to be talking about positive mindset and the things that we do. Denise says she'd love to share the meetings on how to do Zoom calls, so make sure you get that in there. So guys, go be a positive force and shut out the chaos, okay? It doesn't mean you don't listen and pay attention. It just means shut out the chaos. When you start to see something, unplug from it, disconnect from it, and control and put a boundary around your thoughts. Protect them, plug in. All right, everybody. Sarah, thanks for joining me today. Guys, be well. Have a great day. Plug into your chapter members. Do virtual face-to-faces. Work on your business. Stay positive. This too will pass. All right. We love you guys. Be well.
Take care. Bye-bye.